Good morning, children. Today I am going to start Unit 2 Games and Sports. Games and Sports. For games and sports, the correct meaning almost no difference between games and sports. That is the heading title of Unit 2. Three readings A, B, and C. These three readings are related to sports and games. Here, reading A. Before that, here on the face sheet, one quotation is given: dream, dream, and dream high, for dreams lead to thoughts, and thoughts lead to actions. The meaning of this quotation is, you must have your dream very high, you must have your target very high. To reach the target, first you have to think about it, afterwards you have to start actions to fulfill your desire or to fulfill your dream. For that purpose, a person must have willpower, self-confidence, and determination. And 3D is also important: discipline, determination, and dedication. Discipline, determination, and dedication. If you have these three qualities, you can achieve anything in your life. You can reach greater heights. That is the main theme of this unit. Reading A, true height. Reading A, true height. Here, height means not height of a tree, not height of a mountain or anything or building. Here, true height means the greatest achievement or a greatest achievement of somebody or the greatest achievement in somebody's life. The greatest achievement in somebody's life. That is the meaning of true height here in this lesson. The story talks about, before that I read glossary. AstroTurf, a type of artificial grass surface used especially for sports grounds. Pole vault, a sport in which you use a long pole to swing over a high barrier. A bird's eye view of all the aspects of something. Hardcore, strong. Motto, a saying that expresses aims and beliefs of a person. Regimented, strict and organized. Obsession, a state in which a person's mind is completely filled with a thought of one particular thing or person. Oblivious, not aware of something, unaware. Ritual, any customary observance or practice. Fingertip, the tips of fingers touching the ground. Envision, have a vision of somebody or something. Runway, here running a track. Sprinting down, running at a very fast speed. Swarmed with, surrounded by. These are the difficult words in this lesson. So, now come to the lesson. This story talks about the feelings of an athlete as he pursues his dream, and about a nerve-wracking day in Michael Stone's life as he prepares to take the ultimate test of his sports career. It is an awe-inspiring achievement that will leave you breathless. This is the story of Michael Stone, the main character in this lesson. In this paragraph, Nerve-wracking means making you feel very nervous and worried. Nerve-wracking, making you feel very nervous and worried. Next difficult word, awe-inspiring. Awe-inspiring, that means very impressive, making you feel respect and admiration towards somebody. So, this story tells the greatest achievement achieved by Michael Stone. His palms were sweating. He needed a towel to dry his grip. A glass of rice water quenched his thirst, but hardly cooled his intensity. The astroturf he sat on was as hot as competition he faced today at the National Junior Olympics. So, in this paragraph, he is now playing in the National Junior Olympics. The pole was set at 17 feet. Pole vault means by using a long stick we have to jump as high as we can. It was set at 17 feet. That was 3 inches higher than his personal best. Before that, he achieved 3 inches higher. That means 16.9 inches. Michael Stone confronted the most challenging day of his pole vaulting career. It is the most challenging in his career. C-A-R-E-E-R. It is not career. It is not career. C-A-R-E-R. Career. It is career. That's the correct pronunciation. Career. The stands were still filled. Stands means the rows of seating arrangements in a stadium. The rows of seating arrangements in a stadium were filled with about 20,000 people, even though the final race had ended an hour earlier. So in this paragraph, the race was ended. After the race also, nearly 20,000 people are still there in the stadium. The pole vault is truly one grammar point I would like to explain here. The stands still filled with about 20,000 people. This is a statement. The stands were filled with about 20,000 people. People. So grammar is very important. For that purpose, you must try to learn grammar more and more. So the stands were filled with about 20,000 people. What kind of sentence is this? For that purpose, you must know kinds of sentences. How many kinds of sentences are there in English language? There are 4 kinds of sentences. Number 1, statement. It is also called assertive or declarative. Number 2, question. It is also called interrogative. Number 3, imperative. It is also called directive. Number 4, exclamatory or exclamation. These are the 4 kinds of sentences. You must know the definitions of these 4 kinds to find out what type of sentence is this. For example, statement. What is a statement? A sentence that begins with a subject, that means noun or pronoun. Afterwards there must be verb, and afterwards at the end of the sentence there must be full stop. In a statement, subject comes first, verb comes later. At the end there is a full stop. This is a statement. So, according to the definition, is this a statement or any other sentence? It is a statement. This stands subject to verb, helping verb, field main verb. When there is a helping verb in a sentence, if you want to change it into yes or no question, simply reverse that subject, that means noun or pronoun, and the helping verb. Automatically it becomes a yes no question. Yes no question. Here, helping verb is verb. If you want to change this statement into a question, positive yes no question, simply reverse this verb and the stands. It will become positive yes no question. Were the stands filled with about 20,000 people? That is question. Were the stands filled with about 20,000 people? Question mark. Simply you reversed this helping verb and this subject. Automatically it became positive yes no question. In this way, you must be able to change a sentence into yes no question or WH question. Next one, next paragraph. The pole vault is truly a glamour. Glamour, no, here glamour is wrong. Glamorous event. Glamorous event. It is a mistake in the textbook. A glamorous event of any track and field competition. The sportsman combines the grace. Grace means polite behavior. Grace of a gymnast. Gymnast means a person who participates in gymnastics. Gymnastics means individual sports by using strength, flexibility, with such kind of qualities. Gymnastics, individual games, individual sports. With the strength of a bodybuilder, a gymnast must have strong bodily, must be strong. He must have the strength, physical strength to participate in such kind of gymnastics. This pole vault was a gymnastic sport. Pole vaulting also has the element of flying, and the thought of flying as high as 2-story building is a mere fantasy to anyone watching such an event. Today it is not only Michael Stone's reality and dream, it is his quest. Quest means strong desire. Quest, a long search for something such as happiness. You want to be happy by achieving a record. So this is a gymnastic. A person who participates in gymnastics is called a gymnast. He must have physical strength. Pole vault also a gymnastic sport. As long as Michael could remember, he had always dreamed of flying. Michael's mother read him numerous stories about flying when he was growing up. Her stories were always ones that described the land from a bird's eye view. Bird's eye view means very close. Bird's eye view. He could feel the rock and chunks of dirt at his feet. As he raced down the golden lined wheat fields, he would always outrun the locomotives passing by. He would begin soaring like an eagle. Micah's dream is to fly like a bird up to the height of 2-storied building. This is a passion. This is a strong interest. It is his desire. And to fulfill his desires are a strong wish. His mother helped him so much by explaining him adventures stories of great personalities around the world. She encouraged him, she inspired him, and she explains everything as if Michael Stone could see very near to him. In such a way, she describes as if Michael Stone is watching clearly, closely. And he used to run. Used to means to explain about past events. Used to means to explain about past events. We use it to, but not now. He used to run down the wheat fields on the outskirts of his village. When he was running down, he simply feels small pebbles. Pebbles means small pieces of rock. And the road was very dirty. It was not soft and nice. On such kind of a dirty road, he used to run early morning along the wheat fields. When he was running without shoes or chappals, he simply feels those small pieces of sticks, small pieces of stones under his feet. But he did not stop. He continued his practice. Sometimes he outrun the automobiles, that means two-wheelers, four-wheelers. He simply outrun the automobiles. In such kind of high speed, he used to running practice also. And where he flew would always coincide with his mother's stories. His dad, on the other hand, was not a dreamer, but stone. His mother explained famous stories, adventure stories. And his father also encouraged him. His father's name was Bert Stone. Bert Stone. He was a hardcore realist. He wants to achieve, anybody wants to achieve something, he must work hard. He must sweat. He must work hard and sweat. That is his philosophy. The philosophy of Michael Stone, Bert Stone. He believed in hard work and sweat. His motto, if you want something, work for it. This is the motto of Michael Stone's father. If you want to achieve something, you must work hard, you must sweat. That is most important. From the age of 14, Michael did just that. He began a very careful and regimented weightlifting program. He worked out every other day with weights, with some kind of running work on alternate days. The program was carefully monitored by Michael's coach, trainer and father. Michael's dedication, determination, discipline was a coach's dream. Okay, in this paragraph, how Michael's father encouraged him to reach his goal, to achieve his goal, and he encouraged his son to do weightlifting practice, and some kind of running work every alternate days, running practice also. The program was carefully monitored. All these programs were carefully observed by Michael Stone's father, Bert Stone. Michael's dedication. Michael has 3 D's: discipline, dedication, determination. These are the most powerful and excellent qualities to achieve or to reach greater heights in your life. If you have these 3 qualities, 3 D's, you can achieve anything in your life. Nobody can stop you. Nobody can stop you. So, these 3 qualities are there in Michael Stone. Besides being an honor student, Michael Stone continued to help his parents with their farm chores. C-H-O-R-E-S. C-H-O-R-E-S. Spelling chores. This is cho. Chores. Chores. Chores means routine work. Though. So even though he was studying, he helps his parents in their farm work. Michael's persistence in striving for perfection was not only his obsession but his passion. Passion means a very strong feeling of love or hatred, anger, enthusiasm, etc. Farm chores. Farm chores means agriculture. Farm chores. Agriculture works. Persistence means a continuation. In striving for perfection, from the very beginning, Michael Stone started his practice with determination, dedication, and discipline. Mildred Stone, Michael's mother, Mildred Stone, mother of Michael. Bert Stone, father. Wished that he could relax a bit more and be that free dreaming little boy. On one occasion, she attempted to talk to him and his father about this, but his dad quickly interrupted, smiled and said, "You want something, work for it." Sometimes mother advised him to relax when you feel tense, when you have any worry, you must take some relaxation. Afterwards, then you can start. But father interrupted. No. If you want something, you work for it. You must work for it. No question of relaxation. You must continue your hard work. Like that, father advised. All of Michael's walls today seemed to be the reward for his hard work. If Michael Stone was surprised, thrilled, or arrogant about clearing the bar at 17 feet, you could not tell. As soon as he landed on the inflated land mat and with the crowd on its feet, Michael immediately began preparing for his next attempt at flight. He seemed oblivious of the fact that he had just surpassed his personal best by 3 inches and that he was one of the final 2 competitors in the pole vaulting event at the National Junior Olympics. So, with all the support and encouragement from his parents and his hard work and dedication, discipline, he simply finished his 17 feet height, 3 inches more than his previous record. And he is one of the 2 competitors who remained in the competition at the National Junior Olympics. Michael cleared the bar at 17 feet and 2 inches, 17 feet 4 inches. Again he showed no emotion. Constant preparation and determination were his vision. So, after that 17 feet, Michael cleared 17.2, 17.4 inches also. But he did not stop there. He continued his practice to increase his record. As he lay on his back and heard the crowd groan, he knew the other vaulter had missed his final jump. He knew it was time for his final jump since the other vaulter had fewer misses. Michael needed to clear his vault to win. A miss would get him second place. Nothing to be ashamed of, but Michael would not allow him the thought of not winning first place. Okay, And the two competitors are there at the National Junior Olympics, but he was determined to be the first one, to be the winner. And he observed that the second competitor had committed some mistakes in that competition. Then he used that occasion and he used all his skill and determination, willpower and dedication. He had won the first place. He rolled over and did his ritual of 3-finger-tipped push-ups. He found his pole, stood and stepped on the runway that led to the most challenging event of his 17-year-old life. At that time, he was 17-year-old. He created a record at the age of 17 years. The runway felt different this time. When he was participating in this competition, he felt that runway means a track on which he runs, is different this time. It startled him for a brief moment, then it all hit him like a wet bale of hay. That means it was very smooth. The runway was very smooth and soft. But before that, when he was running outside his village, the road was very dirty. It was filled with pebbles, small pieces of stones and dirt. But here, the runway is very, very different. That means very soft, just like a wet bale of hay. Wet bale of hay. That's in a gaddi mota. So it was very smooth. The bar was set at 9 inches higher than his personal best. The bar was set at 9 inches higher than his personal best. 9 inches than his personal best. That's the only 1 inch of the national record. Only 1 inch of the national record. He thought the intensity of the moment filled his mind with anxiety. He began shaking off the tension from his body. It was not working. So here in this, the bar was set at 9 inches. Set. This is a verb form. What are the other tenses for set? Set, set, set. Set, set, set. It was 9 inches more than his personal best. He thought the intensity of the moment filled his mind with anxiety. He began shaking off the tension from his body. It was not working. He became more tense. Why is this happening to me now? So he started worrying so much because of anxiety. He tried to avoid to remove such kind of anxiety and worry, but he could not. He thought himself, why is this happening now for me? Next, from the deepest depths of his soul, he envisioned his mother. Then he remembered the advice of his mother. What was the advice of his mother? His mother advised him, my dear son, when you feel tense, when you are suffering from tension, you must relax for some time. You must take deep breaths. You must take deep breaths in relaxation. You can relax for some time. Afterwards, you can start. So, he remembered the advice of his mother and he took deep breaths. It was simple. His mother always used to tell him, when you felt tense, anxious or even scared, to take deep breaths. This is the advice of his mother. So, he is in the same condition, suffering from tension. He is very tense. He tried to avoid, to remove the tension, but he could not. Then he remembered his mother's advice. He felt relaxed and started take deep breaths. His mother always okay. So he did. Along with shaking the tension from legs, he gently laid his pole at his feet. He began to stretch out his arm and upper body. The light breeze that was once there was now gone. He could feel a trickle of cold sweat running down his back. He carefully picked up his pole. He felt his heart pounding. Pounding means beating of the heart. He was sure the crowd did too. The silence was deafening. When he heard the singing of some distant robins in flight, he knew it was his time to fly. So, on that, in that stadium, when he was on the track, he observed all these things. Track is different from the previous because it is very soft and smooth, just like a bale of wet, wet bale of hay. And at the same time, he heard the singing of birds. Then he thought that it is time for me to fly. When he heard the singing of some distant robins in flight, he knew it was his time to fly. Then he decided to start, and he is determined to win the competition. Here, I explain some grammar points. In this paragraph, he gently laid his pole. He gently adverb, gentle adjective, gently adverb, gentle adjective. Next, one more thing, correction of sentences. What was his mother doing in his thoughts? What was his mother doing in his thoughts? Question mark. It was a question because was helping verb came first, his mother subject came next. So in a question, subject comes next, verb comes first. Verb comes first, subject comes next. So was his verb, his mother subject. What is there? So it is WH question. If you remove this WH word, was his mother doing in his thoughts, it becomes only positive yes no question. If you keep suitable WH question word before an yes or no question, automatically becomes a positive WH question. So it is a positive WH question. For example, what his mother was doing in his thoughts. Now is it correct? It is not correct. The sentence is wrong, construction is wrong. What his mother was doing, moreover question mark is there. It is wrong because his mother's subject came first, was verb came next. So it cannot become a question. It can become a WH clause. It gives incomplete meaning. It is not giving full meaning. It is a WH clause. It cannot become a WH question. The above sentence, if you observe it, it can become a question, WH question, because after WH word, was verb is there, his mother subject is there. Verb came first, subject came next. At the end there is question mark. Now this is correct. This sentence is wrong. Such kind of sentences are given in section B in your question paper, paper 1 or paper 2. You have to find out the errors. That is error finding. Okay. Next, I will start remaining lesson. Okay.